Now, if you take here acceleration due to gravity, what is the symbol of acceleration due to gravity, everybody? Acceleration due to gravity. If you take, so what is the symbol of acceleration due to gravity, everybody? G. Yes or no? Now, as we know that, what is the acceleration due to gravity formula? Small g is equals to capital G into capital M divided by radius square. Is it yes or no, Mr. Harish Jairas? You remember this one, Mr. Arun Kailash? Yes?
Yes, sir.
If you take here, suppose if I'll ask you acceleration due to gravity of Earth, then what will happen? Gravity of Earth, acceleration due to gravity of Earth is equals to, this is what? G. G means what? Anybody can tell me? What is G? Universal gravitational constant. Universal gravitational constant. What is the value, guys? Anyone? 6.7 into 10 power minus 11 Newton square meter per kilogram square. Yes or no? Now into mass of the earth divided by radius of the earth whole square. So now as we are presently studying factors affecting it. Factors affecting G. So three factors. First factor is, what is the first factor? Altitude. Second factor, depth. And third factor, what is the third factor, guys? Now we are studying latitude. Okay? Latitude. So last few days we discussed about altitude and depth only. Mr. Harish, have you all remember this? So observe very carefully. Those who are absent also, you have to make it last two classes. Harish Jairas, you also watch Saturday, Sunday. Okay?
Yes, sir. I watched it, sir.
Yeah, very important for your future, all your NEET, JEE and all. So coming to the altitude. Now, as we know that Earth is considered as a spherical object or some kind of oval shape. Of course, Earth is looks like a spherical shape, so that we'll consider as a spherical basically, but it is not the spherical, perfectly spherical. Now, we know that at the surface, what is the G value? Anybody can tell me? At the surface, what is the G value? G is equals to 9.8 meter per second square. This is what? At the surface. Now, as we concluded that if we are keep on going above from the ground, then G value decreases or increases. Mr. Johan, Gokul, everybody, G value decreases or increases? Answer.
Decreases.
Yes, please, everybody. G value will decreases. When you are keep on going up away from that, G will decreases. Okay, so how much it is decreases? For example, if I reaches to 30,000 kilometers, so almost G value is equal to how much, guys? You already studied that. G value is how much, Hari? 0.30 meter per second square. See that, 0.30 meter per second square. If I still keep on going above from that, I reach 40,000, 50,000, then G value will become what? G value will become what? 0 meter per second square. That is what will happen. So, if you are keep on moving away from the ground, understanding, altitude means height is increasing. So, G value will decrease or increases? G value will decreases. That is the first thing we have been concluded with mathematical proof. Next. Yes. Are you clear? Everybody, Johan, Harini. So when you are keep on moving away from the ground, acceleration due to gravity decreases or increases? It will be decreasing. Okay. Next, second factor. What is the second factor, Mithakshri? Depth. Okay. Now, if I am digging inside the earth, I am moving towards to the center of the earth. Yes, Harish Eras, have you watched this video? I taught numericals also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So when I am moving towards the center of the earth, now imagine now, Mr. Gokul Krishna is going towards the center of the earth. He is digging inside the earth. Now, here also you can see at the surface, what is the G value? Mr. Johan, open your mouth. Arun Kailash also. What is the G value at the surface? At surface, everybody, at the surface G value is 9.8 meter per second square. Now, I reached this much depth. I reached this much depth. I reached this much depth. And finally, I reached to center of the earth. I reached to the center of the earth. Then, at the center of earth or any planet, G value become how much, guys? G value become 0 meter per second square. Means when I keep on going down, depth is increasing, then G value is decreasing or increasing? Hari? Gokul?
Decreasing, sir.
Decreasing only. So when I am going above or below, doesn't matter. If I am keep on going away from the earth or towards the center, G value, if depth is increasing, depth is keep on increasing. So I'm showing downward direction, guys, like this. If I keep on moving down towards the center of the earth, once I reach to the center of the earth, then at that place G value is equals to 0 meter per second. That is what you have to remember it. So if I am keep on going down deep inside the earth, depth increases, so that G value, what, guys? G decreases or increases? G decreases. So at particular point, G value become 0. So this is what two factors. One is altitude, second one is depth. Now, all of you keep getting third factor called as latitude. What is it called as? Latitude. Okay, write it. Latitudes. Now, go back to the social class and you tell me, if you take any kind of earth, basically earth is considered to be spherical in shape, but if you notice it, earth is not spherical. What is that, guys? Earth is not spherical. And means the sense of, is it earth is elliptical? Is it earth is elliptical? No, it is not even elliptical also. So it is looks like a spherical in shape, but at the poles, or understand everybody, the earth surface is flattened. At the poles, the earth surface is flattened. That is why we can say earth is not the perfect spherical shape, but it is a ellipsoidal. What is the shape of the earth, everybody? It is not a spherical shape. Spherical. What is the shape of this one? Hare? But it is a ellipsoidal. Please remember, ELLIPSYDAL. Ellipsoidal. So what do you mean by ellipsoidal? I will say. Can anybody knows what do you mean by ellipsoid? Ms. Haris Zairas, Arun Kailash, Akilan? Yeah. Please respond. Arish Zairaz, I have sent you one PDF, one soft copy, and as well as those who are all having H on the book. Open page number 90. You might be notice it. Earth is not a perfect sphere. Have you noticed it, everybody? That Earth. Have you noticed that orange color picture? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what is the figure number 24? All of you open. Mr. Harish, if you are having, you also can open. Or else I will show that. Everybody read, see that figure. Is it earth is a spherical shape or not? I want to know that. Is it earth is a spherical shape? Is the earth is the spherical shape? I am asking. Check it, everyone. See the picture. Can you able to see my picture? I am showing the picture here. Is the earth is a spherical shape?
No, sir.
So due to the flattening of Earth at the poles, you might be noticed, you can see the radius of the Earth is minimum at the poles and the value of G is the maximum at the poles. Same way, other hand, the radius of the Earth is maximum at the equator and the value of G is minimum at the equator of the Earth, they are saying. So let us explain what it is. Now, if I will take a perfect sphere, what suppose this is a perfect sphere. Now from the center, what is the distance between to the surface? Anybody? Is it always equal or different? Anybody? Is it every direction? Is it equal or same? Different or same every time, every direction? Please respond. If it is a perfect sphere, all of you, hurry.
Equal, sir.
Equal, then radius is same across that, so that G value is also same. So G value is how much it is? Average G value is how much? 9.8 meter per second square. This is what approximate G value. It's not constant. G value is not constant. That is why you can see the gold which you are purchasing in Jammu Kashmir does not have the same weight in our Tamil Nadu. Definitely having some variation because of what? Because of gravitational force only. Understanding? So let us discuss what is the phenomena behind. So as I told you, Earth is not a perfect sphere. What is the name of that one? Earth is a what shape? Earth is a what shape, guys? Ellipsoid. So what do you mean by this ellipsoidal means? All of you observe. So as I told you, Earth is having flattened surface at the poles. Now, I will take this Earth. Let me take, this is what the Earth. All of you, can you able to see my screen, Hari?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So let me consider this is what our Earth. Is it okay, Mitakshri?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, what is happening means, as we know, our Earth is having the center point. So let me make the center so that everybody can be understand. So let me take, this is what my center. So this is what my center I will assume. So now observe all of you. Now at the flattened surface, what is happening at the poles? Now I will draw two equator lines also. All of you draw minor axis and major axis. You all people knows that. From the Kepler's first law, do you remember minor axis and major axis I taught you? Yes? Yes, please respond. That is what you have to do it. Now let us see. I will draw that. Now what will happen? I will teach you that that is what. So imagine this is what our Earth. Now you tell me, is it radius in all the directions is same or different? That is what I am asking. If it is a spherical shape, is it all the directions same or different? Mitakshri?
Same, sir.
Same. Will you accept it, Mr. Akilan? Will you accept it or not?
Sir.
Yes. Now, if you will notice it, very carefully, here what is happening means at the poles. Now, Earth, you tell me, what is this middle line called as? You are all no social students only, correct? You tell me, this point is something called as. Anybody can tell me, what is the pole called as? Poles we can say. This is what we used to call as pole, and this is also what we used to call pole. Okay, and what is this line called as? Anybody can tell me the line which is passing through the Earth. What is that line called as? Yes, please.
Latitude, sir.
That is what equator. Yes or no, Hari? Equators are not there or not? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, equator lines. That is what we can say latitudes. Understanding? Now, at the poles, this is what poles and this is the equator line. Now, at the poles, what is happening means, observe very carefully. Earth has been flattened. Flattened in the sense of, it has been not a curved shape perfectly. So observe, I will try to erase that part. So it is having some flattened surface. It is having some flattened surface here. Now, that is what it is happening. So now at the poles, here also bottom and up, at the poles, it is having some flattened surface, so that now you can see, I will remove that part, so that you people can understand. So imagine this cut part does not have any kind of earth is present. So earth is looks like this. This is what our earth now. I will try to make it. So now you can see only this part is our earth now. Can you understand, Mitakshri, Harish Jairas? This is what our earth looks like. It's not a perfect sphere now. Is it a perfect sphere now, everybody? Yes, please respond. Is it a perfect sphere? No, because at the poles, it does not have a spherical curved shape. It is having what shape? It is having flattened shape. Are you understanding? So now, if you notice it, let me consider this one is called as radius at the poles. Now, this one is called as radius at equator. Understand, Rakilan? Respond. If you'll understand only, I will proceed. Yes. Now you tell me, before, if I consider, if earth is a spherical shape, RP is equals to RE. Is it right or wrong? Radius at poles is equals to radius at equator. Yes or no, Hari?
Yes, sir.
Radius at poles equals to radius at equator when I consider if earth is a spherical in shape. But as we know, at the surface, at the poles, the earth is not a spherical in shape. What is the shape of the earth? What is the shape of the earth? They are flattening. Are you understanding? So at the surface, the earth is flattening in surface, flattening. So that is why now you tell me RP is considered only till here. RP is considered only till here and now till here only. So you tell me RP is now less than RE or greater than RE. That is what I want. That is what my question. Anybody? Anybody?
Sir, RP is less than RE.
RP is less than or greater than. Yes, Mitakshri? Harish Jairas? Yes, less or more. Mr. Kaushik? Johan? Say yes or no. Which you are feeling more now? Till here only, red mark only you have to consider. RP, radius at pole is more or radius at equator is more? Anyone? Nobody?
The radius at equator.
Yeah, radius at equator is greater than radius at poles. Yes or no? Will you accept it or not, Mr. Gopal? Hey, I cannot ask more times. Yes, that's all. So radius at equator is greater than at radius at poles. Now you tell me in mathematics. For example, I have given one division 1 by 2. 1 by 5. Which is greater, guys? Anybody can tell me? 1 by 5 is bigger or 1 by 2 is bigger?
1 by 2 is bigger, sir.
Others? Only Harish knows. Now I have given 1 by 10 and I have given 1 by 20. Now you tell me who is bigger?
1 by 10, sir.
1 by 10 is bigger? Wow, such a brilliant. Who is that? How the 1 by 10 is bigger?
Yes, sir.
Hari, 1 by 10 means 0.1, Hari. Yes or no? 1 by 2 means 0.5, Hari. Who is bigger? Mitakshri, you tell me, Mitakshri, who is bigger? Mr. Gohar, Akilan, 1 by 2, 1 by 5, 1 by 10, 1 by 20. Which is the biggest number? Nobody? Which is the biggest number I am asking? 1 by 2 is bigger or 1 by 5 is bigger or 1 by 10 and 1 by 20? Which is bigger I am asking?
1 by 2, sir.
1 by 2 is bigger. Now, how you are saying 1 by 2 is bigger? You notice it. If denominator is keep on increasing, then value is decreasing or increasing, Hari?
Decreasing, sir. Value is decreasing.
Value is decreasing. Now, let me take, we all people knows that basically the acceleration due to gravity, G is equals to formula. What is the formula? G is equals to capital G into capital M divided by R square. Now, I will modify this formula. One is at the equator, one is at the poles. Now, you tell me, at the poles, I will say, at the poles, anybody can tell me G value? G at poles is equals to, please respond, capital G into mass of earth divided by radius of earth at where? Poles are at equator? Poles.
At poles.
Okay, this is for at poles. Now at equator. At equator. Now at equator formula, tell me everybody. At equator, what is the formula? G at equator, which is equals to, if you say yes or no, at least I will explain. I will try to explain another method. Simply sitting like a dumb fellows, what I can speak? At equator, what is the formula will come, everybody? Capital G into mass of earth divided by, what will come, guys? Radius of earth at where? At equator. Okay. So this is what the formula will come. Now, as we know, average G value. What is the average G value? We all people knows that. Average G value will consider as how much, Pitakshri? 9.8 meter per second square. Yes or no? This is what average G value. Now, you tell me where the G value is maximum, where the G value is minimum. As we know that radius at equator is greater than radius at poles. Now you tell me where the G value is maximum, where the G value is minimum. Anybody? Radius is increasing, G value decreases or increases. See, you can hear. That is what I said, denominator. Denominator is increasing, value is decreasing or increasing. Denominator is increasing, value is decreasing or increasing. Decreasing. So radius is increasing, G value decreases or increases. Harish Zeras, Kaushik, can you understand, Harish? Harish Zeras?
Yes.
Yeah. So now at equator, G value is greater. G value is greater. So that, radius is greater. So G value is minimum or maximum?
Minimum.
G will be minimum because radius is more. Understanding? Now at poles, radius is minimum. So G value will be what? G will be what, guys? G will be what? Maximum. Okay. So that is what you have to remember. So latitudes is the third factor, also decides the G value. So if the radius is more, G value will be less. If radius is less, G value will be more. So we are considering radius at the poles is RP and radius at the equator is RE. As we all know that Earth is not a perfect spherical shape. It is having flattened surface at the poles. So that radius at the poles is less than compared to the radius at the equator. So that radius at the equator is greater than radius at the poles. So that radius at the equator, G value will be minimum and radius at the poles is minimum. So G value will be maximum. I understand, Hari, Akilan, everyone? Arun Kailash? I don't know what kind of people also. So that is what they're saying. Now if you'll go back to the textbook also, image, all of you read that image. Now you people will understand. Read everybody what they are saying. You can see here. The earth is not the perfect sphere because due to the flattening of the earth at the poles. Flattening of the earth at the poles. So that if I'll consider this is the pole. This is the pole, as we know that. See here, it is not the spherical, it is the flattened surface. Now down also it is having what? Down also what is having, guys? Flattened surface only. So From center, if you'll notice it, this is what we can say radius at poles. And from center to, if we'll take, this is equator, this is what we can say radius at equator. Now, who is bigger? It is looks like who is bigger, Harish? Poles it is looks bigger, or equator it is bigger, looks bigger?
Equator.
Equator. So I can say equator radius is greater. So radius is greater at equator compared to radius at poles. So the radius of the earth is minimum. Where is the minimum, guys? At the poles or at equator? Mr. Kaushik? Radius is the minimum at the poles. So that G value is maximum or minimum? G value is maximum. G value is maximum. Understanding? Next, same way, if we'll take the radius of the earth is maximum at the equator. At the equator. So the value of G is minimum at the equator. Have you understand, everybody? Because if denominator is increasing, if denominator is increasing, then value will be decreases or increases? G value is decreasing. That is what you have to remember. Like same thing. If I take 1 rupee, I have 1 rupee. Now make it into 2 parts. How much will come, guys? 2 parts. Half rupee will come. Yes or no? Make it into 3 parts. What will come? 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 1 by 3 will come. Make it into 4 parts. 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 4 will come. So which is bigger? Half rupee is bigger or 1 by 4 rupees? 25 paisa is bigger. Anybody? Please respond. That is what? The same thing. So if radius is increasing, that is what? Denominator is increasing, then the G value will be minimum. Okay. If radius is minimum, then G value will be maximum. That's all I want to say. This is the third factor called as latitude. I don't know how many of you will understand, but no, except Harish and Mitakshi, nobody will respond. But I don't know why I need to teach. Mr. Arun Kailas, I already warned you also. If you are not understand or not, at least I have to say that is minimum sense. Akilan, clear, Akilan? Gokul?
Yes,
That is, please write it. So people will never understand anything you'll say. I am teaching for your purpose only, Garat. You are not responding, then what is the necessity of attending the class? Johan and Harini, I don't know why they are attending also. You cannot say at least yes or no. Write it now. You understand, Hari? Or Hari Jairas?
Yes, sir.
Write it now. So what you have written? Right. The shape of the earth is not spherical, but it is ellipsoidal. So now I will give you one question, Mr. Harizeras. Can you tell me? I will give you GE, means gravity, acceleration due to gravity at equator, and GP, acceleration due to gravity at poles. Now which is greater? GE is greater or GP is greater? Mr. Harizeras? Akilan, gravitational force G is or GP is greater?
G.
G is greater. Wow, super. Then that's all. Everything is gone. I'm not asking radius. Radius at equator, radius at poles. Now which is bigger? Anybody? Yes, please. Metakshri?
Sir, radius at equator.
Radius at equator is greater than radius at poles. Then radius at equator is bigger means gravitational force at equator is minimum or maximum?
Minimum.
Then who is bigger? Force of attraction at E or force of attraction at P?
Force of attraction.
Force of attraction at P, because poles it is maximum, because radius is minimum. Here equator it is minimum because radius is maximum. You cannot remember the two lines. That is what I said this much time. Around 30 minutes I am saying the same thing. Radius at poles is minimum so that G value is maximum. Radius at equator is maximum, so that G value is minimum. That's all you have to remember. So that is the third factor, latitude. Very, very important. That is what I am saying. Right? The shape of the earth is not spherical, but it is ellipsoidal. 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 This implies that it is bulged at the equator, and flattened at the poles, Thus, the radius of the earth, measured along its equator, also called equatorial radius. What is to call, everybody? What is to call? Equatorial radius. Along with the equator, equatorial radius. What is the symbol? RE. Please remember. Equatorial radius at equator. Equatorial radius RE is greater than its radius measured along the poles, also called polar radius. What is to call? Also called as polar radius. What is the symbol of polar radius? Mr. Arun Kailash, Kaushik, symbol of polar radius. RP, symbol of polar radius. RP. That is what it is. Now you tell me, what is the general G formula? Anybody? What is the general G formula? G is equals to, what is the formula? Yes, please. At least G is equals to, what is the formula?
Capital B into M into by
Capital G into capital M divided by R square. Okay. Now this is the diagram. Have you noticed it now? This is what the center. If you look into this is what the center. Now where you are feeling bigger radius? That is what I am asking. So this is the equator and this is the poles. Now where you are feeling the bigger radius? At the equator or at the poles? At the poles or equator?
Equator.
So at equator I will write G value. At equator G is equals to capital G into capital M divided by RE square. At poles, can you tell me the formula at poles? What will come? GP is equals to what will come? Capital G into capital M divided by RP square. So as we know, RP is smaller than RE. I can say RE, radius at equator, is greater than radius at poles. So what will happen, guys? GE is less than GP. Understanding? Or GP is greater than GE. Understanding? That is only I can write G is less than GP, or I can say GP is greater than G. G means gravitational acceleration due to gravity. Is it okay, everybody? Are you clear at least now?